my beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Serene Corner. Welcome in if you are new. Hey. In today's video, we are going to be talking about yet again another rage bait money grab that's going on in the community, and we must get into it. We're going to be talking about a controversy that I've been seeing on TikTok the past maybe 2-3 days at this point, and it was Jamila Bell, which we've talked about actually on this channel again, and the Super 5, which we've also talked about on this channel already, and a recent video that Jamila has made about Representative Jasmine Crockett that has the internet in a little bit of a stir, especially the Black community. And I want to talk about it today. I want to break down some of this marketing and kind of the alleged rage bait that we're now deducing down that these creators create. These creators are making rage bait content off of the backs of the Black community, and that's just one thing that I just will not have. I will not have it. I will not have it. And so we're going to be kind of dissecting this, breaking it down. We're going to watch and play Jamila's video so everyone can have a clear understanding of what video we're referencing in this. And then I want to get into, of course, some reactions from the community and some valid points that are being made within the community as well. So buckle up, get your coffee, get your drinks. I have a matcha here, but it's actually almost gone, y'all. So I might actually make another drink before we get into this, or while we are maybe watching the first clip of Jamila's video, and then we'll get into the rest. And also, I left the hair out of my braid. Child, throw it back. There we go. Good enough, y'all. I have some oils in my hair right now because I'm gonna be washing my hair after this. So I have a bunch of like Jamaican castor oils and all of that in my hair. So don't mind that. I quickly threw it into some braids just so I can get this video filmed for you guys and get it up. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Let's start off with watching what occurred and what was on the timeline for a lot of people. I still follow Jamila and Mecca and all of them, but I actually have not been on TikTok like really at all. So when I logged back into TikTok yesterday, this is what I was seeing being discussed, this video.
I hate to be the friend who's too woke right now, but I fear I must. Jasmine Crockett is currently under fire for calling Greg Abbott Hot Wheels because, he's in a wheelchair type shit. Let me tell you why I don't agree with her joke. And to be honest, it's not even for the reason you might think. Is the joke ableist? Yes. Do I necessarily care that somebody was being ableist to somebody who is literally a bigot and is trying to strip away people's rights? Well, no. I think Jasmine specifically has taken her bleach, butch, blonde, built, whatever moment and is stretching it. And any chance she gets in front of a microphone, she is trying to have those sound bites. And I think at some point, it's really just performative. Dare I say. And I'm not trying to down on this Black woman politician who is probably doing everything she can when she's working to make sure that we have our rights. But I'm always call a spade a spade. And I know performativeness when I see it, sister, I do. Because what are you really doing? Other than egging on the bullshit that's going on with Congress. One thing I'm always going to say is I think that we don't need to be overly nice to these Republicans, right? I'm not sitting here trying to say we need to have respectability politics. I'm not saying that we need to, just be buddy-buddy with them and be like, oh, we're just going to turn the other cheek. We just need to be the bigger people. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is you getting on the podium and insulting things that they cannot help about themselves isn't doing anything. If you're going to insult them, if you're going to snap on them on the microphone, snap on them about some shit that they're actually doing that is actually affecting the community. Greg Abbott is stripping away rights. He's evil. You got so much shit to get on, but you want to get on his legs not working. Girl, don't nobody give a damn about that. You're acting like a reality TV star. And that is weird to me. Democrats do this a lot. Remember when AOC took that damn picture when she was pretending to have her hands behind her back looking at the cage all mysteriously sad? Girl, cut the bullshit and get to work. At some point, we got to have a real serious conversation about how Democrats really just be up there bullshitting. And again, this is not to say specifically Jasmine Crockett is not doing the work that she needs to do. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is you're undermining your own work by doing the bullshit that you're doing. Because now whatever legislation y'all was trying to pass, whatever the fuck y'all was trying to do at that meeting is not being talked about. You know what's being talked about? You calling him Hot Wheels. Y'all are government officials. I don't care about what nobody talking about. I don't want my government officials to be celebrities. I don't want y'all to be a good time. I don't really give a damn about your personal life. You are here to serve the people. So serve the people and stop trying to be popular. Now, trust and believe, I understand that all the Republicans trying to come down on Jasmine right now are being very unserious and disingenuous. I understand that because for years we watched them enable the shit that Donald Trump would say about any and every goddamn body. Trust me, I know that. I don't want y'all to think that, again, I'm just engaging in dogpile. I'm just having an honest conversation about all these politicians. Y'all are all trying too goddamn hard to be cool. Why would you give them something? Why would you give them something? I'm just saying we got a long 4 years ahead of us, and I need y'all to tighten up.
And that's the video. Do we want my personal comments right now? When I first initially saw this, the first thing that came to mind is, as Black women, and as you should know, Jamila, as Black women, we could just be doing anything, just existing, and they're going to have something to say. So I'm just so confused at this point of politicians can't be funny, or we need you to act like a celebrity. You need to be serious. Don't give them ammunition to attack you. Michelle Obama, for example, was a perfect, dang near perfect display of cadence, eloquence, and being the perfect Black woman within these spaces. And they still dragged her through the mud for any and everything that she did. Kamala's the same way. And y'all didn't like Kamala because she wasn't palatable enough. She's just doing too much smiling and this and that. I just don't understand that. And I feel like it's almost common sense as a Black woman, and the experience of a Black woman. It doesn't matter what we do. There's always going to be ammunition, just being a Black woman, especially Jasmine Crockett being a dark-skinned Black woman. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand that point. And so I just don't agree with this take. And it's, again, you have your own opinion. She did, at least in this video, make it a point that she understands the climate somewhat, is kind of what she's saying. But overall, she's basically just saying that, again, politicians need to stop trying to be funny and whatnot. In the social climate that we're in, like, political strategy has just completely changed. Political marketing itself has completely changed. So I just don't think she's aware of how politicians need to position themselves to even have people know who they are and get their constituents to vote for them and represent them. Actually, I guess I can use this moment right here as a test. There's a train going by, and I got a new muffler for my mic, so we'll see how that goes. I'll go ahead and play the next video that I saw then after that. That basically really kind of blew this controversy out into the water. So we'll play that.
Jamila Bell's take on Jasmine Crockett's Hot Wheels joke is just a dookie ass take. And there's no other way for me to slice that. She got on here talking about how Jasmine Crockett, ever since she said the bleach blonde butch body to MGT, has been trying to have soundbite moments. Every time she get a mic, she up there cracking jokes, acting like a reality star, when she should be up there talking about something real and putting her ass to work. That's what Jamila said, not me. I don't feel like that. But guess what? You could do both. You can do both. It's called duality. I do it all the time. I text while I walk. I chew while I stand. I do it all the time. It's not that hard. On top of that, thoughts and takes like that is why we as progressive never can progress for a long period of time. It's always a back and forth motion. The pendulum always swings. Why? Because we can never follow suit and get on the wagon like the Republicans can. You ever wonder why they get so much done so fast? Because they have a cult following. They're just as bad as the fucking barbs over there. Their leader can do no wrong. And they're going to follow suit, get in line, and get the job done. And sometimes you need that. But as Democrats, we're so educated per capita that we be up in this bitch free thinking and can never get in one line. Just do what they said sometimes. And that's what's the best thing for us right now. So you over here saying, call a spade, you don't have to call out every suit played in the game. Just follow the suit. Make sure your cards, you got the suit in your hand and you're not reneging. That's what we need to be doing right now. And y'all always want to do these respectability politics. Guess what? The judge didn't respect you to begin with, and he never will. So why play the game?
Hello. That's what I just said. Hello. Especially as Black women. And again, on top of it, Jasmine Crockett is a dark-skinned Black woman. They were never going to give an F about anything, any way in which she handles anything. I'm so confused. I'm like, are we not Like, hello, that's like Black, like 101, like Black community 101, Black rigor 101, like Black woman experience 101. What are we talking about? Like, what?
That's the truth. That is the truth of the matter. They never respected you. And even if she did get up there talking about some real shit, so you say, who the fuck cares? You would be preaching to the choir and not to the congregation because they don't care. You ever had a conversation with a Republican? You'll lose some brain cells because they're either willfully ignorant or too dim to catch a clue and connect the dots on their own. And I don't have the time to connect the dots for you. If you don't see the shit, you'll just feel it later. They never cared. And a lot of them know what the hell's going on. That's what they want. So you getting up there talking about, she could have had a pivot table, she could have had graphs, she could have had statistics, she could have had expert come speak. It doesn't matter. We know what's going on. So why reiterate it to us?
And we've done that. Kamala, hello. There are so many things that are happening right now in our government that Kamala literally dedicated her entire campaign to warning us about. I'm so confused. That was tried. So again, yeah, she could have came up here with a pivot table. She could come up here with perfectly eloquent sentences, which Jasmine as well does. So again, the sound bites are what they are. Sound bites. If you really listen to any of the congressional hearings hearings that she's in, statements that she's made, things that she talks about, things that she's trying to pass, I don't understand. It just gives that you're not educated enough. Which again, I'm not surprised that coming from Jamila. I'm getting to a point where again, I follow these creators, I consume their content, I enjoyed some of their content, especially in their beginning journey. But I'm at the point now where they're losing me. They're slowly losing me. Like this Super Five, like Jamila, Mecca, all of them, they're losing me. Because what is the goal behind your content at this point? At first, I thought it was just to have laughs and whatnot. And again, yeah, they just like speak about whatever they want to speak about. But it's getting to a point where you're rage baiting. Like, I don't know what the goal and intention behind this was. I really don't, especially again, as a Black woman. Like, what are we doing? We need to stick together. Like, we need to stick together. Creating a space for someone to already criticize a highly criticized person that's actually in government, in a space to make change for us, is just stupid. It's stupid and it's ignorant. And it's also giving white supremacy. Like, it's low-key giving that. So, and this was Melani. And again, I'm going to have everybody's videos linked down below. I'm actually not going to have Jamila's video linked down below because I don't want to give it clicks and views, because I feel as though that's the reason she made this video. Because an over a minute long video of you creating a very potentially emotionally rage bait based content that you just wanted to get clicks and views off of to make money from the creator fund, which is terrible off of the backs of the Black community as a Black woman as well too. Crazy work. So this is the video. Let me see if that's all she said.
You're supposed to be changing minds, but guess what? This is not a swing voter situation. These people know what the hell's going on. They just want it like that. So let's crack a joke. Let's hee hee ha ha. Let's do our jobs and have some comedic relief, because this shit's gonna burn to the ground anyway. So just get your ducks in a row.
So that video happened, and I believe Jamila gets into her comment section. And in general, a lot of the comments agree that this was a poor take by Jamila. And this is why, as well, in the Black community, we tend to not really get anywhere. And we're always like the antithesis and the hater within our own community. Like, we need to be unified. We need unification within the Black community. And no one was really personally attacking Jamila. There were a few as well, people that as well remember the Jackie Aina situation, which we talked about, that were kind of clocking it into that. It's unfortunate that as well, again, Jasmine Crockett is a dark-skinned Black woman, so people were kind of clocking the potential like colorism that kind of overlays within this for Jamila, because she's already kind of been accused of that due to the Jackie Aina situation. So those are the only like really attacks I would say towards Jamila, but I believe Jamila goes into the comment section. And so then Melani makes another video. And I really love the cadence of this creator. Again, this is a very small creator. So her video, I don't think she expected it to blow up like that, but she had really good points. And not even just about Jamila as a person, but about this concept of like just tone policing Black women, or tone policing any Black person really trying to do something in our government. It's tone deaf, honestly. So let's get into the next video. Here it is.
It's becoming clear to me that I need to address a few things. And so let's go ahead and do that. I got 15 minutes before my next meeting, and I hope I can get this out before then, because this is important. Let's start with this comment. Jamila, I really hope you didn't think you getting active in my comment section was going to deter me from the stance that I had already made. I feel the way I feel, and you stated you feel the way you feel. We all got cameras and opinions, but that video was not about you personally. So let's take our feelings out of it. That video was about an issue that currently plagues our community, that is hindering our progression, that you happen to speak on and exemplify in real time. As you can see in that video, I'm standing over my dining room chair because I saw your video. I got upset. I hit record and made a video in real time from my heart with whatever was on my mind in one take and posted it. Didn't expect it to blow up like that, but it did, and we're here. But also, I still follow you, even though I have not aligned with a lot of your takes lately, because I am not on a cancel culture train. I don't need to only be surrounded by people who have my same mind. That's not going to grow me. That's not going to progress me. That's not going to challenge my thought process to expand beyond where it's at. I'm never going to block and unfollow people who don't agree with me. That doesn't do anything for you. As you can see, I'm not afraid to have a conversation in person from someone who is not on the same side of the fence as me. Now, why did I follow you originally? Because I follow Mecca. I really like Mecca. She's funny. And I engage with her stuff regularly to this day. As I continue to engage with her, you started popping up organically. And as I found out more about you, I realized we had a lot in common. We both grew up in the church with dads as pastors, or pastors as dads, whatever way you want to put it. We both lived in the South. We both went to HBCUs, as you can see my degrees in the back. And we both have children the same age. And I don't know if you're currently single, but at one point we were both single moms. So yeah, I identified with you as a person. We have a lot in common. We're cut from very similar cloths. So I followed you. Now, if you don't want me to, because I say I disagree with you, that's fine. I will unfollow you. You can block me, whatever you choose to do. Now, let me address a few other things so we can keep the train rolling. I am not on the same thought process with people calling you colorist in my comment section. That's never been me. I have a video on my page saying it never gave colors. So I apologize if that hurt your feelings, but that's not me. That's people being people.
Well, this is me saying that's giving that. Okay, and that's just my own personal opinion. It is giving that. It is giving that. And you're just not beating the allegations by doing stupid shit like this. Like, let's just keep it real. We keep it real over here in the Spring Corner. Like, this corner of the internet, we keep it real. It is giving that.
People have voices. Again, we all have phones. And they pay for their phone, so I'm not going to stop them from typing on it. That's not me. I'm not their mama. Another thing, I want to also let you know that this is not a personal attack. So let's not dramatize this. This is not, I'm not on the two black women fighting against each other. So all y'all trying to be messy in the comment section, save it. Let's just have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's further our community the way we need to. I think it's important to understand that there was a reason there was a Malcolm X and a MLK at the same time in history. Because people do have different ideologies on ways to get to where we need to go. There are several ways to skin a cat. Jamila is more on the respectability side. I'm more on kick down the door.
Yet their entire branding, there's nothing about it that gives classy, respectful women. I'm just going to keep it real, y'all. So we're going to get into what really is the goal and motivation behind that video. And spoiler alert, rage bait and for clicks and views. Okay.
Because even when she wasn't speaking like that, when she wasn't speaking her mind, she wasn't having these soundbite moments, per you say, she was being extremely professional. They were talking about her wigs and her makeup as if the things coming out her mouth were any less valid. They never wanted to hear her. Now people have their attention. And if you only know her by her sound bites, then your opinion is not informed enough to be valid in this forum. And that's not a Jamila thing. That's y'all watching this video. Really, when you see the sound bites, you should start Googling. You should start deep diving. You should fall into that rabbit hole. You should see all the bills that she sponsored and co-sponsored. She's got over 30 sponsored bills in the last 2 years. and like 222, I think, co-sponsored bills. Like, the girl's been working. Now, if you feel like she shouldn't be making shirts and stuff, cool. But you also got to understand from a marketing point of view, she is trying to reach a generation that is newly coming in as new voters, newly and fresh and green on the political spectrum, and they have not formed their ideology yet. They're still very malleable. So she's trying to reach an audience that is, rightfully so, should be her main focus and voter base.
And again, this is the main point of this video today. For Jamila and Mecca, that the same two people that got on this internet when Jackie Ina's situation was happening, saying they know so much about marketing, they know so much about public relations, or I think even Mecca like has certification degrees or something of that sort in the field, they position that they are very aware of that. And also that they have a team. Their publicist was coming on TikTok at that time talking about the situation of Jackie Ina and whatnot. So there's people behind the content in a sense. So they present it to be. How the hell did this video come out? You don't know anything about political marketing strategy? You're not aware enough to see what needs to be done to get reach within the common modern day society? It's giving tone deaf again. And that's why I say there's no way. Like, let me give you guys the benefit of the doubt and say, yes, you know a lot about marketing and a lot about PR, political climates, cadence, crisis communication. So then you did this video on purpose for clicks and views because you know what has to be done to get in front of an audience nowadays, especially how she's saying a newer, fresh, more malleable audience. How that just makes no sense to me. Because again, when we're sitting there forming eloquent sentences, we have the graphs, we have the pie charts, we're running down data and statistics, we're just smiling, keeping it very cute like Kamala, we're still hated. I just don't understand the goal and the purpose. So that's why I'm deducing it down to the fact that you did this on purpose for a viral moment. Like, you just want to be famous and be viral and make all this money from the creator fund. That's what it gives at this point. And that is so ignorant. That is just so ignorant. I just don't like that. I can't respect that. I can't respect that. No.
They like the shirts. They like the pins. They like the one-liners. It's funny. Also, the Republicans been acting out of hand and out of decorum for a long time. And Black people have always been expected to shut up and put up. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, sir, no, sir. We don't have to do that no more. In my opinion, we don't have to do that no more. Show up like you. Be you. Know what the fuck you're talking about, but show up as you. You don't gotta conform to other people's things, and I really think we should stop tone policing each other. Show up the way you know how to show up. Be authentic to you. Authenticity is priceless right now. I myself, as a corporate individual, get tone policed daily. Get told how I should and shouldn't show up in spaces, how I should and shouldn't dress, how I should and shouldn't speak, how I wasn't being professional with my communications. So the fuck what? Release yourself. Free yourself. That's my thought process. So what someone disagreed? If you know your facts and you showing up in your best form, say it the way it came out. That's my only point to my video. Michelle Obama was perfect the entire time her husband was in office. They talked about her like a dog. It never mattered to them. So I think we can do both. As someone beautifully stated, cue Beyonce's church girl, because you can do both. That's my only point.
This creator was eating, chewing. And so you would think at this point that would be kind of the end of this conversation. This creator is being very eloquent, but I believe, and I didn't even pull any of their videos, so I just really don't want to give the Super Five that any attention, honestly. I feel like they do this on purpose for attention. So, but I believe what ends up happening is now Sabrina, like another one of the Super Five members, Bougie, another man, makes a video. Like, basically these people in the Super Five start making videos. Lex talks too much, of course, had to come to the table because literally it's in the username. Lex talks too much. All she does is talk too much. And so she came into the situation, and it's just, it more so proves my point that you guys are doing this for clicks and views for your creator fund budgets and your creator fund income. Because why are all of you speaking on something that has nothing to do with you? And I understand friends supporting friends, but it gets to a point, especially when you guys are consistently in bullshit on the internet, that let each other take the flack. Like, Jamila can handle this on her own, or maybe she can't, and that's the tea. But there's just no need for any of you who asks for any of your opinions on this. Like, and again, their argument to that is going to say they can speak about what they want. So could Melani, and she's getting attacked by all of your supporters. And I feel like, again, creators, supporters say a lot about the individual. It really does. It says a lot about what the cadence and the rigor around your content and your environment community is. I would never advise, and I would hope that people that watch my content don't participate in bullying or just attacking other creators in the comments. That's never the goal. The goal is to have a conversation, productive, progressive conversation that actually results in change in the community, like, for example, the Black community. But anyway, yeah, so they all end up making videos and whatnot. And so this is one of the kind of the last. I think there's more videos that Melani's posted, but I kind of want to just touch on the beginning of this and get into my point further on. But yeah, so there's more that ends up happening, right? So just a lot of discourse going on in her comment sections. Now, of course, the Jamila and Mecca, fans and whatnot are saying things. I believe Mecca's making like more funny things. I don't really think she's speaking on it like that, but she's just being funny and a little shady and weird in people's comment sections. And I do have a screenshot of one comment that she did make on a creator's video, and we'll get to that in a moment. But then this video happens as well. Melani posts this video.
I did make that response video in good faith. I did try to disarm you, let you know, like, girl, it's no hate. There were no shots fired. You don't got to shoot back. Nor if you do, will I put my hands up, because I'm not scared. So I want to touch on a few things that you stated in your video, and then I'm going to be done. I'm going to dead this, because this is not how I want to build my platform, off of drama. But number one.
So I'm assuming Jamila made another video. I didn't pull that video because I just don't care. I didn't want to click that much around her channel because, again, I just don't like supporting rage baiters. So I may be at this point after this situation, I may be kind of mute on them unless you guys want me to speak about them, but I'm going to be kind of mute on them. So I think they like this. They want this. They're participating in rage bait. I would not be surprised if someone behind the scenes in their team is a Black man, in a specific type of Black man that participates in rage bait. And especially for Mecca, this is embarrassing based off of I believe she's spoken about the history of her family and whatnot, and the Black Panther movie. I believe there's even stuff with that. I'm not going to say too much because I don't really know everything, so I'm not going to speak what I don't know. But this is embarrassing behavior on her behalf, honestly. But neither here nor there. Let's proceed.
You talked about being bullied or dogpounded because you have a large following. I don't feel bullied. I don't feel personally victimized. You are not Regina George. All three of y'all, you, Mecca, Sabrina, are not the boogeyman. I am not scared. And quite frankly, you're not sending your best. It's not looking good over there. So, number two, I quite frankly resent the fact that you think that me using your first and last name, which also happens to be your handle, is me trying to gain clout off of you. Because quite frankly, I had a whole video, which I will take down, don't worry about it, tagging you, and it didn't bang. It didn't really even get over 100 views. So I don't think we should suggest that your name is a household name or has power like Mr. Clean or Clooney, because it never gave that. You are social media famous and only in the Black community in a very small sector of a niche space. So let's not do that.
Hold on. I think I watched this video, but I don't know if I watched it in full. She's eating them down. She's eating them down. And as she should at this point, because it's getting too much, especially if I was starting to see a point that I'm being made to the entire Black community. And now these select few are sitting here trying to, again, dogpile on her. Even though she's saying that she doesn't feel that way, that is what these people do. Like, it's clear as day now. And they do it a lot too to smaller creators. Again, the Jackie Iman situation was kind of an isolated situation, but they do this a lot with just smaller creators. I don't know why.
Number two, if your dad is not a pastor, my dad, I thought that was something I had learned about you, but maybe it was somebody else. I am a PK still. I'm still a PK. Very proud of that. But if those are the cool points that you don't deserve, I'll take those back. That's cool. Number three, you were talking about how I was cultivating a space for people to come and hate on you. I don't know how to not be catty when I say this, but if at the sheer mention of your name, and I didn't say anything else about you personally in that video, people come and feel safe enough to describe how much they disdain you, that is not my fault. That has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with the fact that you are exuding negative energy that people are picking up. That's a you problem. If all I have to do is say your name and people have a visceral reaction, you need to look at yourself. That's not me. That don't have nothing to do with me. I only interacted with one comment that can be scrutinized. And it wasn't even about the first part of the comment that was talking bad about you. It was about the rest of it. I don't know, critical thinking. Which brings me to another point. Like I said, you're not sending your best. I think it's interesting because I am understanding that you benefit and capitalize off of the lack of intellect that your fans have. Just an observation. Because over in my comment section, they can barely grasp a linear thought. They don't have the reach, babes. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I have no insight to give to you on that one. What else? I really think those are the main points that I wanted to touch on. Other than that, there's no need to block me and go talk shit. I was gonna see it anyway. I have several pages, but I won't be talking about this no more. And if you noticed, I didn't say your name at all. We're gonna just treat you like Baltimore. It's fine.
Wait, did she block her and then post a response video? Oh, y'all, should I literally go look up this video? I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that important. She basically touched on kind of maybe what the video was even talking about. And then I did know that Sabrina did make a video about something. And then Bougie Brownskin, I think is his name. I cannot remember his username right now. Also made a video saying something. And then I believe even after this, Lex Talks Too Much ends up making a video. And Melani responds to that. And so I do have that video as well. So we'll get into that. I think it's the last kind of video around from the specific participants of this controversy. But then I want to get into, obviously, the reaction of the Black community. Okay. Oh, actually, though, hold on. I do have a screenshot of comments. I think some of the comments in this video, and I do actually want to get into that. So let me pull it up really quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here we go. Okay. This is the comment. So funny how she said you created a space for people to hate on her, but was called out by Jackie Ina for doing the exact same thing. And then someone said, but she didn't. From what I interpreted, she was opening a discussion based off of something she observed that Jamila posted. Although her interpretation may have been wrong, she was never disrespected in it. Critique isn't malicious, which is very true. Exactly. I don't know why people are saying she attacked Jamila when that never happened. She just used Jamila's video as a segue to further discuss harmful rhetoric spewed by progressives. Exactly. But again, circle it back to the Jackie Ina. At this point, Jamila and Jackie Ina are cut from the same cloth if they were dogging Jackie Ina for even speaking up about them to any regard. And a lot of their fan base as well, too, was saying, oh, Jackie's just an old anti-hag and hater and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And also their point as well, too, Jamila and Mecca specifically during that controversy was that they can't control what their fans say in the comments. They can't control the narrative in the comment section. So neither can Melani. So why is she being attacked and saying she's creating and cultivating a space for bullying? It's giving you and Jackie actually have more in common than you thought. And so as well, too, to circle back, you're not beating the colorist allegations. I fear, Jamila and Mecca, you're not beating it. I fear that you're not. So what's going on? What's going on? Like, oh my goodness, I cannot. Let me see if there's any other comments that I screenshotted from the situation. Here's another one. The crazy thing about this Jamila girl is I only see her videos when there's mess. That speaks volumes. Someone basically was saying in this, I don't know if it's in this thread, but it was in this like thread. I don't know if I screenshot it or not. That, well, your For You page is going to show you mess when you engage with mess. That's not fully true. That's not fully true. It's going to show you trending conversations in general that are going on or viral posts that they know either that a person that you follow, person that you've interacted with before. It's not specifically related to mess. So in general, a lot of the viral things, that's why they create this rage bait viral content because it goes viral. It's going to pop up on multiple people's feeds. And so just because, again, it's a very viral and emotional take, especially as Black people, this stuff gets fed to us all day up and down on purpose to get an emotional reaction out of us, to piss us clean off and force us to engage and interact, thus making the video go viral and that creator makes a bunch of money. So I believe her video has about maybe almost 200,000 views on it. And it's over a 3-minute video. So she's making bread off that video. Not a lot, but she's making money off that video. Granted, she's already in the creator fund and most of her videos are over a minute. So it's just assisting her in making a large bag for the month. So again, at the end of the day, they're probably laughing to the bank off of the backs of, again, another dark-skinned Black woman. I hate that. I think that's disgusting. Not cute. Not a good look. Do better. Do better. Jamila, go back to being funny. Make your skits. Like, I don't understand why you're even making this kind of content. It's actually pissing me off. Like, go back to being funny. That's why I followed you in the first place when you were doing all like the Michael Jackson stuff. Go back to that. Quickly. It's this stupid podcast they're trying to promote as well, too. Anyway. Are those all the comments? I think for that video, yes. Okay, let's move forward. Because again, now we have Lex talks too much entering the chat.
Because if we were in real life, you wouldn't even be talking like this. You know how I know? Because I run into people who I be beefed out with on the internet in real life all the time. And I still speak because I love to check a temperature. Hi, how are you? And they be mute. Or they look like they've seen a ghost. So if you feel like you're getting jumped via comments and videos, you would absolutely be getting jumped in real life.
Melani's about to come in and stitch this video. What in the absolute F are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why are you talking? This is why I can't. Where it's like living up to the username. I think it's like Gossip Girl, like, or is her username right now? Or I go know her by Lex Talks Too Much. Yeah, you talk way too much. Like, shut up. Especially if you're offering nothing of value. Shut up. Like, people need to stop being so nice on the internet to these people. Shut up.
Okay, Pookie, here I am. You wanted my attention. I'm here. I honestly don't understand. Like, that was insane, for real. Like, certified. I seen all your comments yesterday. In all 3 videos. And at first, truthfully, I was just like, damn, this girl is mad annoying. And then I realized who you were. Because let's be honest, you don't look nothing like that profile picture. So I didn't know who you was. And then when I realized who you were, I threw you a couple bones, I thought. Yeah, I think I engaged with you like twice. And you just kept going. And it just gave that you needed it too much. And why take the layup when you could take the 3-pointer, you know? I left you where you stood. And now you're making this video. Beefed out is crazy. We don't have no beef. I don't know you. I ain't sent for you. Not sure why you're here. Secondly, if you came up to speak to me in a bar in Charlotte, first off, I would speak back because I'm not rude. Second off, I would look at you a little like, ho, is you cool? Because why are you coming up to me? It gives pressed. Panini. I don't know. Third, jumped. Your confidence that both of these things are going to happen is like somewhere between admirable and delusional. Either way, it's not rooted in reality. So let's bring it back down. You're upset, okay, but I think it's misplaced. And I hope this engagement gets you over the hump so that you can make rent this month, because I see you're at work on a Saturday, and I'm not sure why you would need to do that if you don't do this for free. Have a great night.
Because if we were in real life,
She be chewing. Melani be chewing them up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really enjoy that creator. I went ahead and followed Melani. I will definitely be leaving her page link down below. I think she definitely deserves a community. Definitely deserves a community. Even though I don't think she even makes money off of TikTok or anything like that. I think she's just literally on TikTok. But very interesting. And also, I'm 26. I don't know how old Jamila, Mecca, and Lex, Sabrina, all these Super 5 members are, but they get very immature for me. What are we talking about jumped? At our big age. Also, I've always been like this, even since when I was younger. I'm too pretty to fight. I'm too pretty to engage in that type of behavior. It's not cute. It's not attractive to me. I like to make sure that I am attractive already in general, right? So it's like, I don't engage in that kind of thing. And also, like, as an adult, you're going to jail. Like, what are we talking? Why are you wasting my time? If you're threatening me, if you're trying to fight me, I'm calling the cops. Like, are we serious? I need this to be for real. Like, I just don't understand what the point of this video was. But again, from a marketing perspective, you're just trying to get clicks and views and incite, honestly, anger within the community, because you know that the Black community responds, unfortunately, a lot to things that piss us off on the internet, which I need us to disengage. I was saying that in my last video about DDG. We need to disengage because it's not going to stop. We're going to keep this emotional warfare, honestly, at this point, online for the Black community, where people are purposely inciting emotionally based content, and never in a good way. Like, why can't we do positive emotionally based content? I don't understand, but they're doing it on purpose because it gets clicks and views. Again, DDG taught us that in the last video, where he's like, yeah, I literally do this clickbait stuff to make money so I can pay for the next luxury vehicle, next luxury car, et cetera, et cetera. So I just don't understand. There was comments under this video as well too, and let's read a few of those, and then we'll get into how the community was kind of reacting to this, because someone said Jackie was right, the end. And then there's a few other comments. Yeah, I've always felt like she was right, but this situation confirmed it. A bunch of mean girl losers who peaked in college. It does give loser behavior. Like, I'm just too honest of a person to give that this comes from a good place at all. Especially, again, if it just started and ended at Jamila's shitty take and Jamila taking responsibility or accountability for that shitty take, we wouldn't be here having this discourse. But since all of these, like, there's a group chat or something, and people talk about that too. It's like there's a group chat these people have where they're just planning who to talk about next and how to piss off the Black community next. Like, I would not be surprised by that, because why are you all talking and speaking? There's so many other things going on right now that could be discussed. Just say also too, you're not creative enough. Like, I always talk about that. I talk about that with like the mother and the mommy content. Just say you're not creative enough. And it's annoying because especially Jamila, she is creative enough. She's very funny. You could be doing something else. I don't know why you're engaging in this kind of discourse and content. Again, off the backs of the Black community, and especially off the backs of dark-skinned Black women, you're not beating the colors allegations, babe. You're not. And I'm going to hold you accountable to that, as we should, because it's not okay. Someone said, I always said she was and just kept quiet because I knew they was going to eventually prove her point. I was never quiet. And again, their fan base was eating me up in the comments on TikTok, on here. I didn't care. I said what I said. As people that are so good at marketing, they have a PR team, they have a publicist behind them and whatnot. None of this makes sense unless you are sitting here calculating and planning up ways to emotionally charge the Black community to get your clicks and views, which you don't even have to do that, babe. Pissed. When I say I kept my mouth locked, Jackie been in this game a long time. She knows what she sees. Right. Let's see if there was any other comments that I had screenshotted. Okay, no, I think it goes into some of the other videos. Let me make sure. Okay. Yeah, we'll move into now some of the reactions in other videos that I saw to kind of, again, support my point on that. This is a marketing tactic, a shitty one. And that real marketers understand that rage bait content is like, so like, does it work? Yes, but at what cost? Especially in the Black community, at what cost? Okay.
Jamila's video about Jasmine Crockett, but I also saw Melani's video about Jamila. And I'll say this because both of them are my mutuals. I love Jamila and I love Mecca and I love Melani. I agreed that Jamila had a poor take, and I'm going to say why. Anytime you want to talk about Black people being more professional, I always want y'all to go pull a dictionary. And I don't care where you pull one from, off Google, out of the bookshelves. A lot of y'all don't have, out of your ass if need be. But get a fucking dictionary, because when y'all use the word professional, it irks my fucking spirit, because all a professional is somebody that is learned and skilled in their specific profession. And most definitions of professional do not contain anything about ethics and morals. But if they did, for the few that do, the ethics and morals would be based off the standards of whom? What people? So anytime we are asking Black women to change the way that they speak, to be more professional because they are in these certain positions, all you're asking them to be is more palatable, and all I hear is white supremacy being upheld, and I'm immediately in disagreement. Because the first person that came to mind was Eric Mays. Rest in peace. We would have never asked Uncle Eric to be more professional. First off,
R.I.P. to a real nigga. R.I.P. Oh my God. Eric Mays. I love the point she's making here. She's cooking.
He was already a professional because he was the educated, learned, and skilled person in his profession, but also him being professionally outspoken is what made him him. That's why we engage with his content. One of the people in Jamila's comment section, Tay, says she's literally just matching their energy. You only have a problem with it because she's black. The president literally makes fun of disabled people. You got it wrong here. And Jamila responded and said, I don't know if you know, but I'm black. Now, Jamila, I love you. But I cannot stand when my intelligent mutuals act intentionally obtuse because you know exactly what the fuck she meant. She's saying sometimes as niggas, we get scared when other niggas act like niggas in front of them. Because in your video, you said she's just egging on the bullshit happening in Congress. Whether that black woman spoke and said something or not, the bullshit in Congress will still be happening. What about tone policing her? And it's tone policing. When you want a black woman to speak specifically to be more palatable because you believe she is a professional, that's tone policing. It's white supremacy. They cannot be separated because they are intertwined. It is what it is. But when you start tone policing a black woman, what about her shifting what she would have said would make things better? What about her, based off what you said in your video, reading him for something else would have made this better? It wouldn't have. Y'all would still find a way to be like, oh, this is not professional. I want black people to get out of respectability politics. That way we can stop acting like white folk. I saw Jamila's.
Beautifully said. No notes. No notes on that. Beautifully said, Jasmine. Oh, wait, no. I don't think her name is Jasmine. I don't know why I said that. I actually don't know what this creator's name is, or I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. But beautifully put, beautifully said. But Mecca was in this comment section. Hold on. I have the receipts, y'all. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. And this is what Mecca had to say. You see how you said this without engaging in comments disparaging Jamila, though? Because you set a space up for open and respectful discussion. So again, they're now using this talking point that other people's videos, specifically Melani, are opening up discussion and discourse to bully them. What did you do with Jackie Aina, though? I'm just saying, I don't understand. It's almost like if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. And also like when it's then you being done to thou, suddenly there's an issue. When you are completely fine with your comments sections completely dragging Jackie Aina. And again, you can't control the comments. You can't control what your viewers say. What's this, Mecca? Just shut up. Also, like, why are you speaking? Shut up. And then someone responds, said, ooh, Mecca girl, this ain't it. You know Melani said nothing wrong. She was direct and that hurt some feelings. And then someone said the first take was respectful. Her response to Jamila's response was respectfully warranted. Obtuse is definitely the term here. And then Mecca says, if you read my comment, I specifically said the video wasn't not the issue. I don't really know what she means by that. Again, I need you to be more eloquent, Mecca, here in the comments if you want to say some stupid shit. But I had to at least clock that because I saw another comment section or creator being like, oh, well, Mecca had, like, because everyone's coming now at the fact that Super 5, it's been proven that the Super 5 just gangs up on people. And they were saying, well, Mecca never said anything. Mecca never did. Here she is saying some stupid shit. Like, girl, just shut up. Especially like you're not even in this. Like, you didn't even have to be in this. You did not even have to be in this. Mind your business. I can't. I really can't. And again, I really don't think we just watched Melani's video. You can let me know in the comments how you feel about Melani's videos. I don't think she was really doing anything wrong. And again, her response to Jamila's video. So again, she had her initial video. And then as Jamila kept taking it personally and kept it going, had all her friends coming to the forefront to stand up for her character and et cetera, it's warranted how Cam S is saying. Jamila, her response to Jamila's response was respectfully warranted. I'm going to read y'all down now. Yep. And she did it with eloquence. Ooh, okay, period. So I had to pull that up. Let me see if there was any other comments that I pulled from that video. I don't think there was. I really wanted to just point out Mecca's butting her 2 cents in yet again. Let's get into now some more people's responses and reactions to this. Oh, I love this creator. Oh my gosh. Too raw, too real. Yeah.
This whole Jamila Bell and Jasmine Crockett situation just proves that y'all don't know what the fuck y'all want. In one breath, y'all will sit here and say that y'all want Democrats to fight back, but not like that. Y'all want us to hold our head down and you want to go back to respectability politics. We don't want Democrats to truly fight back. We just want them to just legislate. Well, how can she be successful legislatively when we don't have the House and we don't have the Senate? We don't have no majority in Congress. How does that motherfucking work? And we already seen with Republicans, they're not even willing to negotiate with us to come up with a goddamn budget. So how can she truly be successful legislatively? That's my damn question. The math ain't motherfucking math, and the numbers aren't there. Okay, y'all trying to have her bake a damn cake with no motherfucking flour. When one breath, y'all will sit here and say, we want her to just be quiet, get the work done. But I sat back for 4 fucking years while y'all dragged Kamala Harris as vice president, saying that she wasn't doing nothing but laughing and get a damn self pregnant. Her ass was in the goddamn Senate breaking ties, broke more ties than any vice president in history. And we seen how influential those bills that she got passed were when it came to farmers. We're sitting here seeing that Bo's job motherfucking farmer, he losing his motherfucking funding because they done just pulled back from the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed by Kamala Harris. It's interesting enough that, oh, this was just a handout, and turns out Kamala Harris is actually doing some work for y'all asses. We're seeing right now people's medication possibly going up when she capped the cost of damn insulin. We saw the fact that y'all asses losing y'all damn mind about the fact that you might have more overdraft fees when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden capped them fees. See, it's interesting to me that y'all will sit here and say that y'all want somebody, y'all want to see somebody. But then when you don't see them and they're working, all of a sudden you say that they're not doing any damn thing. So please make it make sense to me. Do you want them in front of the fucking camera or not? I think the true problem is, and I have no issue with Jamila Bell, none whatsoever. She just had a bad take. The problem is I've seen this crab in the barrel mentality come from my motherfucking community because we're so quick to lift somebody up just to tear their asses down. You can't win for fucking losing with y'all crazy motherfuckers. And then y'all sit here and say, well, Kenny, you should run for Congress. Not me. Because y'all think that when somebody's a politician, all of a sudden that means they're inhuman any motherfucking more. Not me, bitch. Y'all are not going to mistreat some damn body and ask them to do something and then go back and say, well, you should have did this or you should have did that. And then every time we try to meet you where the fuck y'all at, y'all say, well, that didn't work and I don't like that. Which one is it? Please make it make sense to me. I think the issue is Jasmine Crockett is a rising star. And some of y'all don't like how bright she's shining in this very moment. And a lot of it is just built up of internal jealousy or eternal misogynoir or anti-blackness. And y'all need to deal with that. And y'all need to go get motherfucking counseling. Because Jasmine Crockett ain't got shit to do with what the fuck's going on internally with you.
Leave her alone. I said that in my TikTok today, which I'll leave my TikTok link down below. I just said that in a video that I made a video about this, but this is like the long format. Leave her alone. Shut up. Especially if you're not in the government doing the work. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Shut up. Shut up. Like I need to like shut up. Period. If you're not supporting, if you're not pushing the movement, shut up. Because as well, too, when I went to go search and do research for this video, it's so annoying that I'm now seeing other Black people, because that's what Jamila has a big enough platform. Again, at the end of the day, she has a big platform on TikTok. So she created now a space, which is so funny that now she's pissed about the spaces that people are creating around her. Anyway, let me make my point. Where I'm seeing people make videos of Jasmine Crockett is ratchet, Jasmine Crockett needs to be classy. I'm seeing all these videos like that. What did you do? Like, look at what you did. Look at what you did. Poor Jasmine. Like, leave her alone. And also, there was a lot of people, I believe it's Texas that this Abbott person that the Hot Wheels comment came from, are saying that they all call him that. This is a known thing. They actually call him worse things than this. I believe even potentially or allegedly his license plate also has Hot Wheels on it. So you attacking this specific comment, you did not do the research behind the context. Like you're just, I don't know. I really am deducing it down to you're just creating rage bait. You're just creating rage bait off the backs of the Black community. And I find that to be absolutely deplorable. Now, let's go into the next reaction.
People.
Also, before I play this video, I don't love this creator, so I don't know if I'm going to leave his video linked below. But he did make a good point here. But I'm not a huge fan of this creator.
People trying to tell a Black woman or a Black man how to act, how to talk, how to move in front of white people in the sense of, oh, you can't crack jokes in front of white people. They're not going to take us seriously. Oh, you can't dress like that. Oh, you can't move like that. It's an act of white supremacy and self-hate. You're a white supremacist. You're indulging in white supremacy, and you don't love yourself. And because you don't love yourself, you're trying to tell other Black people how to love themselves. It's weird. If Jasmine Crockett wants to sit here and say a little jokey joke or a little roast in the midst of being serious or clocking somebody, she can do that. Why can't she? That's weird.
That's why a lot of Black people are getting too comfortable with being anti-Black. With the Jamila versus the Jasmine Crockett of her take, like Jasmine Garden said, we had Eric Mays. That's why I find it so saddening that every time as a dark-skinned Black woman that we're always getting tone policed, or that we have to be palatable to whiteness because of our profession. And that the way we act, we can't act a certain way because just like how we always been for years, because we can't act like this around this in front of white people, like Jasmine said. Like Jasmine Garden said. I just don't think Jamila's take was okay. I honestly think that with both Jamila and Mecca, I think when it comes to blocking, I find it very weird because when people have difference of opinion, they find it a problem. And just like Jamila with Melani, just like how Jamila with Melani, when Jamila commented on Melani's post saying that, well, why do you follow me, mama? I think it's something about being sketchy, something like that. And I just feel like I don't know why that every time when someone has difference of opinion, you just feel like Jamila and Mika just feels the need to block somebody. I feel like we can all have difference of opinion and not, put hate against each other. I find it weird. But when Jasmine Garden had her take, y'all didn't block her. That's why a lot.
Oh, her name is Jasmine. That's why I'm like, wait, isn't her name Jasmine as well? Okay. So that past prayer that we just watched the video of, yeah, her name is Jasmine. I thought I was going crazy, but there's too many two Jasmines involved in that. So yeah, we're getting too comfortable being anti-Black. But again, and I keep circling back to my point, it's on purpose with certain individuals. Again, these women are too smart to not understand what's going on with Jasmine Crockett. And again, they claim that they know so much about marketing, so much about PR. You knew this was an anti-Black ass comment. You knew it was. That's why you started off with the hook in that video where it's like, I hate to be the woke friend. Like, that language gives a marketing hook to pull people in to listen past the first 3 seconds. Like, again, they're not slick. At least not with me. They are not slick, babe. I see what you're doing. But again, doing that off of the backs of the Black community is disgusting. It's very enraging, y'all. Very enraging to see. Okay. Where are we at? Black men enter the chat as well, too. And I think this video really supports my point. It really supports my point.
Jamila and Mecca want to be famous, okay? I need y'all to remember that next time y'all start caring too much about what they have to say about anything, all right? Especially politics. Whether or not you agree with Jamila talking about Jasmine Crockett and calling Greg Abbott Hot Wheels and saying that she needs to stop being performative or whatever and the Democrats need to be serious, whether you agree with that or not, I don't think y'all should care what Jamila or Mecca have to say about anything because their main goal is to be famous. They have said themselves that when they were in college 10 years ago, they were talking about how they can become famous, and TikTok is the way they're going to become famous. Their main goal is to become famous. Somebody that wants to become famous is always going to be on here giving a hot take, saying something that people may not agree with, and, getting comments, driving traction to their page. That's how they eat, all right? If you don't want them to continue to eat, then starve them. Stop giving them attention. Me personally, I respect the hustle. Do what you gotta do. I don't give a damn. But stop giving them attention. If you don't want to see them constantly talking about shit that they shouldn't be talking about, stop talking about them. Duh.
Disengage. That's what I'm saying. Disengage. So I didn't even go back and pull up even more of the videos, any responses of any of these people. Because that's what they want. And it's not even just Jamila and Mecca. I'm going to say it's the entire Super 5 group. It is. They will do anything to get a click and a view. Which honestly, in general, I'm going to give this advice, especially for younger people that are like consuming social media content or have friends that make social media content or know people that make social media content. These people are dangerous to be around. Because they'll have the phone pulled out before they're calling 911, before they're protecting you, before they're like anything like these are dangerous individuals. It reminds me of DDG. He didn't even care that his son had a virus and he was still trying to get clicks and views off of the situation. So like, same points. I'm really glad, honestly, this happened, because it relates to my last video as well too. People like this are dangerous to be around. Do not engage with these people, truly. Okay, the last video that I want to bring up so we can wrap up this video is actually someone that I know, that I went to college with, and she has an amazing page on TikTok, and I'm going to leave it linked down below. And she just had a beautiful take as well, a beautiful take. So we'll wrap it up with that.
As Black people, I feel like we have an unrealistic expectation and pressure on Black politicians that are actually here to help us. And I think it comes from a sense of thinking that them getting into this position, they're somehow gonna suddenly undo like systematic oppression and the stuff that America is built on. And I think that's a highly problematic and unrealistic expectation for them. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't expect anything for them or want to see what they have in store for Black progression, but I am saying that we should not be acting remedial to what it means to be Black in America, more specifically what it means to be a Black person in government and holding those specific spaces. And that's why I find what Jamila said about Jasmine Crockett really interesting, because that woman making a joke is not gonna undo or stop her from moving forward in anything that she has already done. It's also ironic that Jamila said that Jasmine was being performative by making jokes, but you're also expecting her to be performative by not making jokes and not straying away from this white gaze of professionalism and playing into respectability politics. And let's be honest, Black women will never win when it comes to respectability politics, so let's not even go there. And then to have that take on Jasmine Crockett of all people is crazy, because she's quite literally doing the work. Now let's take into account that Jasmine Crockett is a Black woman in government, a Black woman in American government to be exact. Her calling Governor Abbott Hot Wheels probably doesn't even constitute to even a smidget of what that woman has heard as being a Black woman in government. If you as an everyday person is experiencing microaggression and direct racism at your job, what do you think a Black woman in higher government is experiencing? I'll wait. So if that woman wants to get herself a joke off every now and again, let her do it, because Republicans don't just get a joke off. They actually pass laws and laugh at you after they pass the law. At the end of the day, to get back to my original point, we can't expect one person to do the work of a slew of people and get mad at them when it doesn't look the way that we want it to look.
Eloquently said. Disengage with these people. I'm at the point where, again, I probably will not be speaking about Jamila Mecca on my page again, unless you guys want me to speak on that. But they did this on purpose. They're doing it for clicks and views off of the backs of the Black community, and that's disgusting. And I hate to see it. It's embarrassing to see, especially in this day and age. Jasmine's doing great work. Please make sure that you are following Jasmine Crockett on all socials. I'll leave her social medias down below, because she needs those views, she needs those followers, and she really deserves the engagement. Not people like Jamila and Mecca. They just don't deserve it. I'm done with it. I'm packing it up. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like, comment, share for more. I definitely want to hear you guys' opinions on this. And again, just please make sure that you do support Jasmine Crockett and follow her on all her socials, especially her TikTok, because her TikTok recently, I believe, got verified as well too. So make sure you support her on that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.